Welcome to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Derling, classic rock fan with a lot of vinyl and a lot of stuff up here that I'd like to talk to you about. Today's edition will be about Whitesnake, a band that has a various career, various band members. As I speak, they're probably changing lead guitarists and drummers. No, not really. A lot of great music. Some very rare vinyl. I don't have all of it, but I've got a bit. And that's what we're going to talk about today on Tim's Vinyl Confession. So, here's an episode for you, as David Coverdale would say. Whitesnake vinyl's been on various labels over the years. I'll try to tackle it one by one. The first Whitesnake release, as far as albums go, it's called Snakebite, and I don't have that on vinyl. This is 1978's album Trouble. Whitesnake written, and Trouble on the bottom. Big surprise, it's got a snake on the cover. This is a UK edition, very much, up in here in this corner. It's a logo that says Fame. Fame is a division of EMI. So on the back there's even more record label subsidiaries. There's a Liberty Records logo. Sunburst. Sunburst was a smaller imprint that appeared on what I've seen, just the early Whitesnake albums. That's a picture of the band as it was at the time. Song titles, list of the band members from credits, and this is definitely the UK version, distributed by Music for Pleasure Limited, Hayes, Middlesex, and then an EMI logo underneath of it. It's a little complicated talking with the label history of Whitesnake, so I'm going to try to make it make sense. This copy that I have came in a plain white sleeve. Now here, this is different. This is an official EMI stamp on here, made in Great Britain, which tells me this is the original sleeve that this record came in. How to take care of your record. This is interesting. Thinking of giving someone a record as a gift? Next time you're thinking of giving someone a record or cassette as a gift and you're not quite sure what to choose, give them a record token. With a record token, they can choose their own kind of music in any one of over 5,000 different record shops, and there's no time limit on exchanges. A card and a gift in one from your local record shop. That's probably a groundbreaking idea at the time. This is interesting. This is the logo that Trouble is on. Fame, Sunburst. And I've got to say, of all the vinyl, this vinyl is in absolutely pristine condition. Flawless. I doubt this record's ever been played. So that's the Trouble record. Next up, 1979, Love Hunter. In case you're wondering, I'm being discreet with this album cover. This also has the Fame logo up in the corner. So again, this is an EMI version. In North America, these early Whitesnake albums would have been on United Artists Records. So there's the credits, song titles, pictures of the band. Another plain white sleeve. This one's completely white except for some writing here, made in Great Britain. And the same label as the Trouble record. And I would say once again, really good shape this Love Hunter record is in. Very, very flat. Like very flat, like extra thin vinyl, it seems. Next up, Ready and Willing. This came out in 1980, and some copies I've seen of this, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the CD and cassette are white in the background here, or at least an off-white or a cream color, but it's silver on this record here. Silhouettes of the band members, the Snake logo. The early Snake logo got used a lot. This is actually a Canadian edition of this record. It is on a label called Mirage Records, which was a division of Atlantic Records from the early to mid-80s. And so the Mirage logo's down here. Probably can't see it. There's an Atlantic logo. Again, the Sunburst logo. There's a Snake logo there. And, well, that's a snake. There's the Snake logo, song titles, credits. And because it's a Canadian label, certain Warner Music, WEA Music releases, actually all of them from a certain point, had the maple leaf up here in the corner, and this one, it's up here in silver. That's how you know it's a Canadian release. Some band member photos, some song lyrics, the rest of the band members, the rest of the song lyrics. Let's see what this logo looks like. Very, very interesting logo here. Again, this vinyl, such good shape. Mirage Records. Manufactured and distributed by WEA Music of Canada. Can't get over what good shape this vinyl is in. It's going to stay that way too. Also in 1980, live album, Live in the Heart of the City. That's actually a drawing, very good drawing of the band on stage. I don't think it's a photo. I think it's just a very good drawing of the band on stage. This too is a Canadian edition. So there's a group taking their bows, song titles, credits. So Mirage, Atlantic, Sunburst, all of those are here. The maple leaf logo up in the corner. This is the most common version in North America of Live in the Heart of the City. It only has 7 songs on it. The UK version, and probably other territories as well, Live in the Heart of the City was actually a double live album. It had more songs on it. It had, like they do, since 3 out of the 6 members of this band were in Deep Purple, they dip into the Deep Purple catalog. They do Mistreated, and I think they do Might Just Take Your Life, but those aren't on that version. And nor were they on the version that Geffen reissued, and I'll get to the Geffen reissues later. Again, Mirage logo, again, vinyl in just really, really, really good shape. Next Whitesnake record, 1981, Come and Get It. Big surprise, got a snake on the cover. This again is a Canadian edition. On the back cover, the snake is broken out of the apple. Song titles, band members, credits. So there's the Mirage, Atlantic, and Sunburst, and there's the maple leaf up here. This one just comes in a plain white sleeve. It has the same Mirage Records logo as the last 2, and once again, this vinyl is in really, really good shape. Now at this point, I'd like to put a public service announcement on my behalf, because if anyone out there can answer this question, I'd really be curious to know. Geffen Records originally signed Whitesnake in 1984. When they made it big in 1987, they reissued the Whitesnake catalog. As far as I know, there are 2 unanswered questions. Did Geffen reissue Ready and Willing? I'm asking anyone out there that might know, because I don't know. I've never seen a Geffen issue of Ready and Willing, and even searching for it on cassette back in the late 80s, I had a really, really hard time finding it. And when I did find a cassette, it was a Canadian Mirage Atlantic cassette. So I don't think it was reissued, that one. By the same token, 1982 Saints and Sinners, that's the next Whitesnake album. I don't have it on vinyl in any form. And what I'm wondering about is, was Saints and Sinners released in North America in 1982? And if so, what label was it on? Because I cannot find that information out. Because I know that Geffen reissued it in the late 80s, so there are North American versions of Saints and Sinners on vinyl on Geffen Records, but those aren't originals. So if anybody can answer that, leave it on the comments on either the Facebook page or on the YouTube channel here. That would be really, really cool of you to do that, because I've never seen it, and I don't know if it were released in North America. I'm guessing it would have still been on Mirage Atlantic Records, or it might have been on Liberty EMI. I really don't know. Maybe someone out there can help me. Would appreciate to fill in a hole that I've never been able to. Even with the internet, I haven't been able to find this out. 1984 was the first really big Whitesnake album. Slide it in. I don't have that on vinyl, so like I said, I'm missing some. The album that introduced most people in North America, including myself, to Whitesnake was this one. This came out in 1987. As a matter of fact, it was self-titled when it came out in Canada and the States. A lot of places this album was called 1987. But Geffen were trying to rebrand Whitesnake as a new band. So this is the first Whitesnake album cover to be designed by Hugh Syme, who did a lot of the Rush, the majority of the Rush catalog. And this is very distinctive of Hugh Syme. It's this weathered stone look. And it's got this Whitesnake logo, Serpens Abbas, which I'm guessing is Latin for white snake. And that logo there. Like, a lot of people probably did think this was a first album and the Whitesnake were a new band in 1987, where in reality they've been around for a full decade in one form or another. Back cover, there's the Geffen Records logo. This is a Canadian edition, distributed by Columbia House. Song titles, band members, production credits. Take a look inside this. There are the song titles, the credits, just the logo here. I have a feeling I know what this is going to look like. Yes, this is usual Geffen look. This vinyl's actually got some scratches on it, so this has been played. This is what most Geffen releases looked like at the time. I got one more Whitesnake album to show you. This is 1989's Slip of the Tongue album. This one is unopened. This has never been opened. I've got a handful of records like this, so I'm not going to open this up to see what's inside of it. Another Hugh Syme designed album cover. This still has the sticker that came out on it featuring Fool for Your Loving, Judgment Day, Slip of the Tongue. Back cover, song titles, band members, and this is obviously a Geffen issue and a US issue. Now there are other Whitesnake albums that released that are on vinyl available. That's all that I have, and Tim's Vinyl Confessions is all about the vinyl that I myself possess. But I do have two Whitesnake related pieces of vinyl to show you. Think of these as bonus tracks. As Whitesnake have had so many members over the years, you could trace them back to Deep Purple, and you could trace them to so many bands. It's insane once you start studying it. I was lucky enough to happen upon this band because of my Whitesnake fandom. This is a record called Heading for a Storm by Vandenberg. Vandenberg, of course, named for guitarist Adrian Vandenberg, who was in Whitesnake in the late 80s and a little bit after that. One of many great guitar players. I cannot say enough, if you're a fan of Whitesnake, if you're a fan of hard rock in general, do yourself a favor. Check out the 3 albums that Vandenberg did in the 1980s. They're a little hard to find, but if you love melodic hard rock, it is fantastic stuff. This is the second Vandenberg album. It came out in 1983. And what's really unique about, once you look at this is a painting of sharks going down a highway. Seems strange. This was actually painted by Adrian Vandenberg. Not only is he a great guitarist, great writer, he's a great painter as well. This is the only one of the Vandenberg vinyl I've been able to find. Here's the back cover. Obviously this is a Canadian issue. You can see by the maple leaf. Band members. Credits. Song titles. A little bit of ring wear at the top here and the bottom. Not too bad. This came in a plain plastic sleeve. This is a kind of an unusual logo. It's the Atco logo. Atco, of course, was a subsidiary of Atlantic Records, but it kind of starts here, gets gradually darker until it kind of coalesces at the top, and it goes back down again. This is the only record I have myself that has this logo on it. It's not in bad shape either. Do yourself a favor, like I said, check out Vandenberg. And while you're at it, if you want to check out some great hard rock, this one might be a little bit better known because it came out later in the 80s. This is the debut album from Blue Murder. This came out in 1989. Blue Murder was formed by former Whitesnake guitarist John Sykes, who's also a great singer too. He was also a member of Thin Lizzy. This is in really good shape. It's not in plastic. It's still got this promo sticker on it though that says featuring Valley of the Kings, Jelly Roll, Blue Murder. They had a song called Blue Murder. This is a gold stamp, lent for promotional use only. Any sale or unauthorized transfer is prohibited and void, subject to return upon demand by owner. Acceptance of this record constitutes agreement to the above. I don't think Geffen Records are coming after it now. Back cover. I don't know, they had this pirate thing going on, not sure why. All the credits and song titles were written in a very fancy looking sort of royal print. This is an American edition. This was also on Geffen Records. And sometimes it's hard to be gentle enough with these records. There's a picture of it, the band in the background here. There's all the credits. And here are all the lyrics. And Geffen Records logo with the Blue Murder logo on here too. They obviously thought this was going to be a big record. It should have been. If I didn't mention it already, this came out in 1989. So this is in really good shape. It's obviously a promotional copy of some sort. Like I said, there's other Whitesnake vinyl out there. I didn't cover Deep Purple. I don't have any Deep Purple vinyl that you can, it's endless with Whitesnake, but I wanted to share what I had, and most importantly, getting back to that Saints and Sinners thing, see if someone out there can clear up that mystery for me. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you're enjoying all of the episodes of Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I love bringing these shows to you. Keep checking for more. You can find me on Facebook. Like my page. Would appreciate as many likes as I can get. And YouTube. Either way, search Tim's Vinyl Confessions. Goodbye for now.